And welcome back. When Anna Todd began writing One Direction-based fan fiction in 2013, she could never have imagined that fans would go wild for her work, viewing the story more than 1 billion times. The overwhelming response online would lead to a book publishing deal and a movie adaptation, opening in theaters April 12th. After is the story of a first love between two university students named Hardin and Tessa, known affectionately by their super fans as Hessa. Take a look.
I can't stop thinking about you.
You are stunning.
Nothing could ever change the way that I feel about you.
Just be careful.
What happened?
It has to do with Hardin.
Something's going on, but it's not what you think.
You're making a big mistake.
It's gonna break your heart.
And Anna Todd, Josephine Langford, and here Fiennes-Tiffin join me now. Did I just hear that you guys haven't seen the full version yet?
I don't know whether we've seen the final cut.
Yeah,
I've seen it once.
Seen, like, he just saw it like recently, and it was not final. She saw them mostly final, and then I was in the editing room, so I've seen billion versions and kind of get them confused on which one's the final.
Well, I saw the final.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's good. It's good. I think I'm too old to almost like, but I feel everyone, the fan base, is far and wide, young and old.
Yeah, I think if you're young, you can relate to it as in, like, you can't wait for this to happen. If you're in college, it can be relatable. And if you're an older fan, you can kind of remember
what it was like. Okay, you were part of the casting process, right?
Yes.
These guys, because the chemistry between the two of you on the big screen is pretty amazing.
Aww,
thank you.
Thank you.
Did they have that? Were you there for the audition process?
Yeah, but funny enough, pretty much everybody else got chemistry reads except for them. So we were taking a really big risk because we hired Josephine really like a week before filming. So we just happened to roll the dice and win.
Don't tell me she was one of the last to walk in. Or
yeah,
it was weird. I mean, originally I didn't audition for it because I didn't know it was casting, and I think I was unavailable because I was doing another job. And so I went back home, and then I did a self-tape for another character, and then I had a Skype call back, and then I got a call saying, "Do you want to meet for the main girl?"
So then, did you guys eventually get to read together?
No, we met in the hotel. We met in the hotel lobby a week before we started filming.
Yeah,
and then did the music start to play through the hallways and you guys looked at each other across? Were you familiar with the books beforehand?
No. We always say how shocked we were to realize how huge it was and how we hadn't heard of it. Yeah, it's incredible.
1 billion people online.
I know.
Apparently.
Oh my goodness. So I want to ask you about fan fiction, because a lot of people out there, aren't familiar with the concept. Explain it.
Well, I think everyone has their different version of what it is to them, but for me, it's just an online writing community where people just write for passion. So whether you're writing about Twilight or Harry Potter or scandal fan fiction, it's just kind of taking the world that you already know and love and expanding it and kind of living in it longer.
Now, this is loosely based, your character is loosely based on Harry Styles. Did you immerse yourself a little bit into his life and what he's all about?
No, actually. I feel like the character in the script is so wholesome, and to have Anna on set every day, there was so much about the character that she knows that may not even be in the book. So she's kind of the best source of information. And I feel like from where the inspiration for Harry Styles was taken, the character's evolved and come so far from that point that for me I was definitely satisfied with the amount of material I had just from the script and Anna.
And that's your point, right? With the material and fan fiction, you kind of take it to wherever your imagination wants to go.
Yeah, it's literally like a physical template. Like everything about Hardin's life, his personality, his interests are nothing to do with Harry Styles. So it was just kind of like what he looked like, and then even that I altered it. So if we would have been casting,
so really, it's his name.
Yeah, it's literally just the name and like a loose version of his appearance.
Right. Did you have a favorite scene or adapted scene
in the film? Well, I keep saying the lake scene because it was I don't know, it was a really hot day in Atlanta and it was fun to jump in a lake, but it was also one of the worst scenes because it was like always, we had a lightning storm as we were shooting it, so we had to get out of the water every 30 minutes.
Sure.
So I don't know, I'm going to go with the lake scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, did you have a favorite scene? Or in the book?
My answer kind of changes every time. I've said the lake scene before, which was also probably
Change it out.
one of our other go-to answers was the montage kind of sequences were always really fun to do, because we're just sitting in a car driving down a sunny highway in Atlanta talking about whatever we want, because they're not picking up audio. So they were always fun to do.
Not everyone knows this, but you guys come from some serious acting pedigree. Your uncles are Joseph and Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
Your sister is Catherine Langford, who is in 13 Reasons Why. Mm-hmm. Do you guys get any advice from the family at all? Because this is your first big leading roles, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone keeps asking me this question, and the honest answer is no.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Change it up.
It's just, the honest answer is no. We don't because I feel like I don't want to sound arrogant, but I feel like we both know what we're doing. So we don't really call each other up and be like, here's some tips on acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. You got the part. You know what you're doing. Let's talk about the fans. Have you guys had some interesting encounters? Because we know how hardcore fans are.
Had some very passionate encounters.
Tell me. Give me one crazy one.
Madrid?
Yeah, Madrid was. Well, I feel like everywhere we've gone, there's been such a welcoming. I think in Milan, Josephine was sick sadly, but in Milan we looked over this balcony and it was just like a sea of people.
Wow.
And they couldn't even get into the signing, but they were just there to in case they could see us. So we were waving royalty on this balcony.
There were people looking at the Duomo, which is a huge cathedral in Milan, and they're all looking at that and they hear the screaming and they all come over to us instead, which was weird but cool.
Yeah. And then you gotta love the people who have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
That's
the
what I mean.
crowd and
They
they
just see this
just
group
join.
coming over.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I love seeing people who have no idea who we are, why we're there, but they just see a crowd and they grab their phone.
One person has asked me for a photo, took the photo, and I was like, thanks so much, and they left. They were like, who are you? So what's the point?
Yeah.
They will find out later. Well, the movie opens in theaters April 12th. It is called After. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Thanks
for having us.
All right, we'll be right back here on The Morning Show.